And there goes that jet. Gotten close. You were close, boy. Mighty close. Alright, Cryptids, what is going on? It is me, Mississippi Gonzo Grunge, aka Breadcorn, and today we're going to be looking at the LG collection, which will include this one and the Retro. I might throw in a third one, which would probably be the 300R. I might not, but you'll know depending on the length of the video. But anyway, we all know that the LG RH8 is based off of the Nissan GTR, the R35. Which did garner a reputation for quite a while in 2013, 2014 as being the most overrated car in existence, but I'm not going to argue that. And it did develop quite a toxic fan base, because it's like if you said even so much as boo about the GTR, ooh, them fans would be out of the woodwork to have your head on a platter. But anyway, this is free across the board for everybody. Which was funny because back when I raced more competitively in GTA, there was more people that rode around in these because it was free for those that had the collector's edition. So you got the car for free or like half off online. You know, I want to say it was free, but you know, now they're all free. So, yeah, this is like one of the free cars you get. Which was fun. But yeah, it will take on deep water. You know, I never understood why I never took this car off-road when it was free in story mode. Bizarre, I know. There was a lot of cars that were free in story mode. But that was back on the PS3 and the PS4 days. Now, I'm not really sure. It's like they don't bother putting some of the online cars in story mode. And it's like, it'd make my job a little bit easier. But I guess they're afraid of people glitching them in. But, you know, that's to be expected. You know, 100% I'm guilty of it. But yeah, I will say this. This car is, in fact, all-wheel drive. And there goes the hood. But yeah, all the tires do spin. And it is in fact twin turboed. Well, you learn something new every day. But yeah, you know, it would be nice if they actually went back and added in a new one. Like a new LG RH8, or they might make a new one. They might do that over the summer. Because that's when they usually put out the really big DLCs. It's always in the summer when the big updates hit. You know, winter is kind of small, but that summer update, that's usually the big one. I mean, think about it. When have all the really big updates come out? The summer. Why? That's when everybody's not doing as much. People don't have school. People can, you know, stay at home, do whatever. And there goes that jet. Gotten close. You were close, boy. Mighty close. I will say this, if you have one of these fully modified, don't take it to Benny's. I would suggest getting another one and use that as your Benny's car, because that's how you do the retro conversion. You have to take it to Benny's, which I forget how much that was.
I know what I'm having for dinner.
But if you have one that's fully modified, don't, because the you know, the train. Yeah, I know I spun it out, but whatever. But yeah, that's what will happen. You're gonna lose all your you know, your upgrades. But yeah, since this is all-wheel drive, it does stick to dirt surprisingly well. But the reason why I avoided using this car was because of how it had to do with the GTR, which at the time I never really cared for the GTR. I still don't. But nowadays, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I do like that new one they put out. Nissan did put out a new sports car, which I actually do like the design of, because it looks like the old 280Zs from back in the day. Just brought up into the modern world, but, you know. That one might make it into this video, because, you know, why not? Haven't decided yet, but you'll find out, depending on the length of this video. Now some of you are asking, well, what if they put out a new one? Well, if they put out a new one, that one will just get its own separate review, which is perfectly fine. I don't really care. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, this thing will stick to dirt, but is it one of the fastest sports cars? No. Now, 2013, it was on up there, but it couldn't compete with the carbonizers and the coquettes. It wasn't competing with those two. Those two were just back and forth. But it also really depends on the driver. I know the Comet is also insanely popular, which I am going to review the Comet too. I just got to get one for my garage and online, which that's another one too. You know, any type of Benny's vehicle, I suggest be careful, because you really don't get your upgrades with them. Except for like certain cars, like the lowriders, like the Albany Buccaneer, the Faction, you know, those cars you actually get to keep. You know, you get to keep your upgrades. But I will say this, over the summer, do look for them to add in some more Benny's vehicles. You know, some of y'all are like, would they really? Yeah, they would. They definitely would. But yeah, look at this thing go. This thing can really book it. And you can spin it out. It will spin out, and you will enjoy it. I do apologize. That's me driving like a dipstick. I'm hitting bikers. But then again, some people would argue, nah, them guys that ride bicycles deserve it. I really don't live in an area where people ride bicycles up and down the road, but I do understand the frustration. You know, ain't no need in catching, some sort of, just don't catching, just being impatient and catching attitude over people riding bicycles down the road, that's beside the point. But anyway. So, what's Michael listening to? Oh, he's listening to The Lowdown. Great music on The Lowdown with the one and only Miss Pam Grier. Which, by the way, great actress, mind you. I love her work. I would say my favorite work that she's been in is Jackie Brown. But anyway, now we will flip into the LG Retro conversion done at Benny's. So, on to that video. So I'm back with the other LG, which this one is the Retro Custom. By far one of the probably the most expensive Benny's vehicle there is, because this one will cost you over $900K to customize. But, you know, the LG's for free. You know, you can get those anywhere. And by anywhere, I mean you go to what is it? Legendary Motorsports, I believe, has it. And it's free, so you don't have to, worry about, getting, you don't have to worry about, any price tag, because it's all free now. But then again, that was my first sports car. Why? Because I had the collector's edition on the PS3. I still have the hat, though. But we all know this car is based off of the legendary Godzilla, the R32, and the R33 Skyline. Which I will say this, I personally love the R34. But I would say it, but I don't want to, get those fanboys up in here. Let's just go on ahead and LS swap a Skyline, just for the lulz. I would do it, just because why not? And I'm not building a car to go fast in a straight line. I'm building it to actually, cut a dirt road. But this is actually the first time I've ever taken this car off-road. But yeah, I did paint it up like the Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious. I tried my best to get it down correctly. You can get it close, but just not too close. But, if you wanted to get it closer, or just right dead on the money, then I would suggest getting Need for Speed Underground 2. Basically, any of the Need for Speed games. And I want to say Forza also has it. I'm pretty sure Forza has it. I'm not real sure about the Crew, though. It's been years since I've played the Crew. I absolutely love the Crew 2. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I owe Diesel a video on that. Because, hey, me and him were going to do a video of us cruising around the USA on motorcycles, but, you know, things kind of fell apart. Which we're still going to be doing some content. Especially me and old Logan, also known as LWD Crazy Man. So there is that. But, yes. Oh, by the way, I always put the cheap off-road tires on these vehicles, you know, especially those I know I'm going to change the rims out on. But, you know, I kind of wanted to rebuild my garage back up. But I don't think I will keep this, you know, as is. I'll probably change the color up because, you know, why not? But, yeah. Probably what I'm going to do. Change it all up, you know, just to make it original. Of course, I remember someone saying Too Fast, Too Furious was overrated, and the people in the comments like to have lost it. But, you know, these type of things happen. You know, I like Too Fast, Too Furious, and that's me, Roscoe, in the Skyline. You know, personally, I like Too Fast, Too Furious and Tokyo Drift. You know, the fourth movie, I thought it was okay, but then after that, I'm like, this is stupid. I mean, that's honestly what I thought. I thought the films were getting stupid at that point. It's like, I'm sorry, though, but where's the car scenes? That was the reason why most people watched it. The car scenes. And I'm not talking about, you know, these Michael Bay-esque stunts. Explosions. Oh, look, we're jumping a Dodge Charger in space. We're jumping Hellcats in space. Look, I'm pretty sure there's probably some aliens riding around with a Hellcat they abducted, blasting poo shiesty. I'm pretty sure they've done that. And trust me, that's a joke at that point. But I will say this. In terms of, like, my favorite, you know, oh, by the way, here's something else I will mention. If you get the LG, do not customize it. Because if you customize it, and you take it to Benny's to get the classic, well, you're going to be in for a bad time because you just blew your money for no reason. But yeah, I want to say this cost around like $1.5 million to customize. That's a rough guesstimate. That's just me rough guessing it. You know, don't, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt when it comes to the money figures in this game because I don't keep up with it. I just eyeball it, all right? But yeah, by far one of my other favorite vehicles in game, you know, if I ever did a top 10 list, this would actually be in the top 10. Why? Morely for nostalgia purposes, but also performance. Because I did win a lot of races with one of these back on the PS4. Because it is a sports car. I thought it was a sports classic, but yeah, I actually did win some races with the LG Custom. But other than that, I will be seeing y'all around. So then, shoot the like button with a grip skiddly if you enjoyed, and please do comment down below your favorite Fast and Furious car in any racing game, rather it be in a game like GTA, Forza, Need for Speed, Tokyo Extreme Racer. I know these weren't juiced. That's another classic that I might live stream. But, you know, other than that, do smash the subscribe button today and click the notification bell icon to stay up to date. And as always, do share my videos around. So then, have a great day and a ballin' weekend. And remember, don't do anything stupid. And you're not Paul Walker. So, just don't. Y'all take care.